So up to standing with your bands nearby. You can place them down on the floor just for a moment. Lift your shoulders and roll them back and down. Inhale, lift the shoulders, and exhale, roll them back and down, then involving the elbows more. In your shoulders, a nice stretch. And once more. And then turn your palms facing up as you reach your arms up over the head. Exhale, palms facing down as you release back down. Now, if that's too much reaching all the way over the head, you could come halfway with the arms. Inhale, reach. And exhale, lower. Inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale, release them back down. And the legs wide, hands to the tops of the hips. Hinging forward, stretching out the backs of the legs. Now, if you're more flexible, your hands might reach the floor, but don't allow that to be your goal necessarily. Your goal is to stretch the backs of the legs. So if you're up higher and you're feeling the stretch, there's no need to come deeper. Breathing into the backs of the legs. And then rising back up. Now we're going to do some work with the ball on the wall. If you don't want to do that, interlace your hands, reach the arms away, and then hinge forward, stretch the arms over the head, or taking your ball in your sock, if you've got one, socks not needed, but it helps, and then aiming for in between your spine and your shoulder blade. Now, if you don't like to be so near the spine, you can come higher up. You can come up kind of by the juicy part of the shoulder here, and then you're leaning onto the wall to give a stretch. Massage out, not give a stretch. Massage out any tight areas. So when you feel any tight areas, breathing into them. If you don't like being up against the wall, you can be on the floor with your knees bent. If you don't have a ball, you don't want to use a ball, another stretch you can do for your shoulders is take hold of your wrist, take hold of your elbows behind the back of the body, or palms facing down, draw the elbows back, palms together. So just finding the place which feels tender to you but not too tender. Depend on what ball you're using as well. If you're using maybe a softer tennis ball, I've got more of a much firmer ball here, but when you're up against a wall as well, you can lean off it a little bit more. And also you can always have thicker socks around it if you find it a little bit too much. You might find some nodules, some areas that feel like kind of a little bit of a tiny ball in there. You can move back and forth over them. We're just trying to avoid pressing too hard on it around the bone. Breathing in and breathing out. But then switching sides. Noting as well if one side feels a lot more tighter than the other. Of course, if you've got two tennis balls, you can always have two socks over the shoulders. The sock's handy because if the ball falls, you've got hold of it. Sometimes it makes it less slippery as well. So remember those other options if you haven't got the ball, you want to stretch out your shoulders. When you feel the part beginning to ease, change in position, see if you can find another tender area. So I'm going to give an alternate stretch for this next one. So we'll come up against the wall, stay against the wall. I'll show you the stretch with the ball in a moment. If you haven't got the ball, you take the weight into one foot, the ball of the foot behind, and then reach the arm over and lower. So we're working to stretch out the side of the body, reach the arm over and lower. Otherwise, with the ball, we're trying this point. So it's just kind of like underneath the armpit and back slightly. Kind of in between the ribs. There's lots of muscles that connect here. So we're seeing whether we can kind of find it around this position and then lean up against the wall. So again, you can move up, down, left, right, side to side, see where the area's tender for you. If you think your shoulders are a bit more tighter, you want to focus on those and stick with the shoulders. Move your elbow around as well. That's near the wall, because sometimes you just need to change the how you feel the stretch, where the muscle is. Sometimes if you just move that elbow up and down or side to side, you might feel that tight area. And that stretch which I showed you on the mat can be done up against the wall as well. You can have your foot nearest the wall and the hand there, and then the other foot, which is furthest away, goes around the back of the body, and then you're reaching over and releasing. Switching sides. And if you don't want to be against the wall, you can just kind of roll that area as well. Otherwise, into the side stretch. Remember, if you are, as I am, move your elbow up and down. Move the ball up and down by bending and straightening your knees, or just moving the ball. Breathing. Otherwise, you're in your side stretch. Good, and releasing. Let's round out through our shoulders, elbows. One arm across the body and the other. And releasing. Dropping the ear toward the shoulder, and this time reach your arm up over the head. Just allow the hand to be gently on top of the head. If that's too much, just leave the arm down. Otherwise, hand just gently comes on top of the head. And if you want a deeper stretch, you can reach the other arm out. Have a play by drawing your fingertips in. Now if you're tight through the wrist, you might feel a stretch there, deeper. And then flex on the fingertips toward you. And then flex. Then turn your palm facing up, fingertips toward you, and the other way. And release, rise the head up, chin in toward the chest, one ear toward one shoulder, and the other side. So from side to side, just allowing the neck to loosen a little. Chin in toward the chest, rise the head up, other ear toward the shoulder, option to reach your arm, dropping the hand on the top of the head, other arm maybe reaching out to the side, breathing. Then fingertips drawing one way and the other. So you can keep your hand down lower, you could bring it up to shoulder height. Have a play around, see if the stretch feels deeper somewhere for you. And then turn your palm facing up, flexing. Release the arm, rise the head back up, roll out through your shoulders, taking the gaze to one side and the other. One side and the other, and then nose back to center. Draw an infinity sign, figure of 8 on its side with your nose. Don't be surprised. You hear lots of cracking, but go gentle. Make it smaller or larger as needed. Can you do the figure of 8, the infinity sign the other way? Great exercise to do if you're on a computer or looking down at anything for the time. Good. And lift the shoulders. And release. Inhale, lift the shoulders. Tight, tight, tight. And release. And once more, lift, squeeze. And release. Shake out the arms, shake out the legs. And then we're ready for lying down on the back of the body for relaxation. We'll have a little glute stretch, taking the right foot above the left knee. Stay there, draw the left foot off the floor. Maybe just allow the eyes to close, connecting with the breath. So exhale fully as you draw the belly back toward the spine. And inhale deeply as the belly expands up toward the sky. Exhaling and inhaling. And releasing, switching sides, right foot on the floor, left foot above the right knee, flex through the foot. If you want deeper stretch, lift the right foot off the floor again. Connect deeply with the breath, allowing the body to begin to soften, settle. Exhaling, belly toward the spine. Inhaling, expanding the stomach wide. Exhaling, inhaling, keeping the toes drawn back toward the shin of the feet. Protecting through the knees and releasing, extending one leg and the other. Turn your palms facing up in a receiving position, or if you prefer, bend your knees, allow them to drop in toward one another. Making any adjustments that the body needs. Allowing all the muscles of the body to relax. Allowing all the muscles to let go, soften. Starting from the top of the head, imagining a wave of relaxation spreading down throughout the body. The top of the head, the sides of the head, the back of the head, the neck, shoulders, upper arms, elbows, lower arms, hands, fingers and thumbs. Taking a gentle breath in and away. Gentle breath in and away. That relaxation flows down the torso, down to the hips, the thighs, knees, lower legs, ankles, feet and toes. Take a gentle breath in, and as you exhale, all muscles surrender. All muscles, all tension melt down into the surface beneath you. Becoming aware of the breath, allowing the breath to deepen. Beginning to awaken the body, inviting movement to the fingers, the toes. When you're ready, bending one knee and the other, and gently rolling onto the side of the body. And slowly coming up into a seated position.